Good morning, everybody. This is Gardening Warrior Q, and this is my bag of Expert Gardener potting mix. I went to Expert Gardener a few years ago after I got a bunch of earwig and fungus gnat eggs in some a bag of Miracle Grow. So I've been using Expert Gardener for about 4 years now. Never had a problem. This bag that I got from Walmart, it was sitting outside. It did have a hole in it, but I noticed when I opened it that there was a bunch of 1, worm cocoons and 2 fungus gnat eggs. That is a worm cocoon. That is a worm cocoon. The little green ones that I've already taken out of there are, they're green and they look almost completely transparent. Those are fungus gnat eggs. And I actually know this because I put them a few years ago. I put them in a container like this with a lid and some soil and let them hatch out. I put all the dark yellow ones in one and one of the translucent green, or not one, but a whole bunch, and another. Labeled them so I'd know what was coming out of them. Worms came out of the yellow ones, and fungus gnats came out of the translucent green ones. So that's how I know which is which. That's also how my worm farming began. Was a bag of Miracle Grow that had nothing but green translucent eggs and these really weird looking little like pebble things. Well, those all came out to be earwigs. Unfortunately, I didn't figure that out until after I had planted a bunch of stuff. So I have been battling fungus gnats and earwigs for years because of Miracle Grow. But now I'm very disheartened to find out that my Expert Gardener, and I don't know if it was because it was outside in the heat or what the deal was, but it was on concrete, so that does not, make sense with the worm cocoons. So I did take all the worm cocoons, put them in a separate container, which is for my worms, and I killed the rest. I ain't gonna lie, I aborted them babies. And I don't believe in such things, so, it had to be pretty bad. What I had to do last night, or actually over the weekend, I took half of this bag. I took all of the worm cocoons out. There were no worms, just cocoons. And I put them in the oven. Not the cocoons. I put the cocoons in my worm bin. But I put the rest of the things and the soil into the oven in these little things. And I cooked them on 400 degrees. I was desperate, folks. I can't have that happening. 400 degrees for 20 minutes. Stirred it up. Put it in there for another 15 minutes. And cooked the soil. After I did that, you see I still have fungus gnats. That was actually from marigolds that I got from Walmart. So what I had to do, I had a parsley patch outside. I put the parsley out of the container I had it in outside because it is teeming with fungus gnats. I brought them in. I rinsed them, actually soaked them in some spring water, and planted them in the Expert Gardener soil that I had already sterilized. Those little flecks you see, that's actually my fertilizer, which I don't see right around here, and I'm not going to go look for it right now. But anyways, so the parsley got taken from outside, brought inside, and this is why. I don't know if you can see them. Look at that. Now this is just a compost bin that I put soil on top of and was growing in. I did have some miscellaneous mystery squash and watermelon or something come up. But this right here was one of the squash plants that came up. It was a volunteer. And I want to show you what happens. You see that? There's no root. That's because the babies of these fungus gnats, each fungus gnat can lay up to 300 eggs, which is apparently what happened. Because there was no fungus gnats in here when I first planted, and now there are. That is actually apple cider vinegar to catch some of them. And this is why you don't want fungus gnats. It's the babies that will destroy your seedlings. So, I gotta water that. This right here was a lettuce. You see the other lettuce are perfectly fine. Well, except for those two leaves, but we won't go into that. Those are getting plucked up today. And the apples are fine because they don't have fungus in them. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to make up a solution of half or 1 part of 3% peroxide and 1 part spring water, and I'm going to drench this entire container. That will kill the fungus and any bacteria and the babies, the eggs. This was just something I was using to water with. That's how I deep water. And so that's all that is. But let me go ahead and get this solution made, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. That's 32 ounces of natural spring water. I'm going to put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, which should bring it to a nice boil. So I put the 32 ounces of hot water into a sterilized juice jug, and now I'm going to add the peroxide, which 1 container is 32 ounces. So I'm going to use this entire container with the boiling spring water and drench this mess. Alright, I added the entire 32 ounces of peroxide to the jug with the boiling hot water. And now we're going to drench the bucket of soil. Now we just let it sit. Now, I am going to have to get more peroxide because 32 ounces was not enough. So I'm going to have to go to the store later and get some more peroxide and do this again. But at least it's a start. That should kill all the eggs as well. There must have been a bunch of grossness right there. See them? They're all flying. They're all mad. Good. Let them be mad. Let them die. I may have to do this 3 or 4 times. What you want to do is you want to saturate it until it stops bubbling. Then you know all the fungus and mold and nastiness is gone. What I usually do is I get a larger container of the peroxide, like the industrial strength, and it's like literally medical grade peroxide, and it's in a huge 1 gallon jug. But unfortunately it takes 3 days to get here. So we're doing with what we can do, which is 3% and spring water. So I am definitely going to have to redo this again. And do it until all of the eggs are gone. All of the little boogers have flown away. And I'll come back in a few days and let you see how it looks. hopefully that'll help somebody. You can do this in smaller containers. Just do half and half. If you can get your hands on medical grade peroxide, that's even better for doing this as a drench. You can do it in smaller containers like this. For seedlings, I do 1 part peroxide and 3 parts water. Yeah, 3 parts water so that you have a whole 4 parts. I hope that helps somebody. There's also other videos out there on uses for hydrogen peroxide in your garden. Go look those up and do your own research, and you will find that peroxide is actually very beneficial to your plants. It actually adds more oxygen to it, but you do not want to do it full strength. So, y'all have a great day, and I'll give an update in a few days. Bye.